Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Monday Morning Mobility. My name is Jeff Blanchard. Thank you for joining me again today. And I hope to be able to help give you a little bit of information to help you have less pain, to be able to stay active and keep your body moving. Today's episode is about how important it is to get on the floor. Oftentimes when we work with our patients, especially as our patients are getting a little bit older, let's say maybe into their 40s or 50s, we start to notice changes in people's bodies. That change oftentimes being that people are getting more and more into this curved posture. Now there's a lot of reasons for this. We've talked about some of these reasons. We sit to work, we sit to drive, we sit to watch the TV, we sit to work on the computer, we sit to text on our phones. And so all of these different things which promote a forward posture, if you think during the day, how often do I actually sit and lean forward versus how often am I standing tall and in this position? Most of us would say, yeah, about 80% or more of the time I'm actually sitting in this position. So what does that do? That actually starts to remodel your body and change your body structure. And as you get older, the chances get less and less that you can actually bring your body back to the way it's supposed to be. If you're in your 30s, more than likely, yes, you can bring yourself back to a straight alignment. 40s is where you start to really stiffen up. By the time in your 50s, it's really pretty challenging to actually try to get yourself back into a neutral position. This is why it's so important for you to get on the floor on a regular basis. Now, if you're someone who's a little bit older and you haven't been on the floor for a while, then you'll probably want to have somebody there or maybe even come in and see us, and so we can help teach you how to get on the floor, because there's a best way to get on the floor and then there's a couple things that you should do while you're on the floor. Most of us in America and around the world spend some time watching TV. TV time is sitting time. So what about getting on the floor for some of that TV time? If you watch, say, an hour a night or 2 hours a night, how about getting on the floor for 15 to 20 to maybe 30 minutes of time and let that actually undo some of the things that you do during the day to your body? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to first go through the process of the best way for you to get on the floor in a safe manner. Okay, so let's first go through the best way to get on the floor. You're going to want to make sure you have a chair or a couch or something there. Preferably you're going to be getting on the floor probably on carpet or something like a nice mat or something that's going to be soft. And so there's a place for your knees to go where there's some soft carpeting there. Let's just say hypothetically that you have some pain in one of your knees, so you don't want to kneel on that side. So for our purposes here, let's say my right knee is a knee that has some pain in it. So I'm going to not kneel on my right knee when I go down. I'm going to kneel on my left knee. I got my chair here at my left. Here's my painful side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come on down and I'm going to put two hands on this chair. And then I'm going to come down gently onto my left knee. All right, so now from here, I can then go down with my hands and get into this position here. And then the final step is to sit on my hip. So I'm going to come into that position and sit on my hip, and then here I can just lie down on my back. So I'm going to come on down and then roll over onto my back. Now the beauty of being on your back is gravity is working in your favor. Okay, so gravity is actually lengthening your body and opening your body up instead of what it does when you're upright, which is close your body down. So here in this position, gravity is going to stretch out your spine. Now, as far as your head position goes, I can lie fairly comfortably just on my back with no pillow. Now, for many of you, you're going to be too tight for that. You're going to find that you feel like your head is in this position because you're so stiff in your back. So you're going to then want a pillow under your head so your head is in this position. You roughly want your chin and your forehead to be the same height as you're lying on your back. So if you can get into this position with your chin and forehead at the same height with no pillow, that means you're better off than having to use a pillow because you've lost that position. Now what you might do while you're lying on your back, if your knees are bent, this is going to help to relax your back more, so your back's going to be more comfortable. Lying all the way flat, some of us are too tight in these muscles here, and so that puts pressure on the back because it arches the back and that might give you low back pain. So don't get into this position if it gives you low back pain. If there's no low back pain, then you can get into this position and you can just lie in this position and let everything stretch out. But again, if you have a little bit of a low back problem, come back into this position and then this will relax your back. And then I would just suggest that you let your arms relax out to the sides. So let gravity help to stretch your arms out to the sides and just relax and breathe and let those muscles relax. You might be in this position for 30 seconds to a minute, and then you can go up a little farther. And then you can do the same thing. Let your arms relax, breathe, relax, let your back stretch out. So you can work your way gradually up and gradually up and gradually up until you get over your head. The goal is that you can touch the floor at all different angles. Now I am tight in my chest, and so I don't quite touch the floor with my arms, but I can touch the floor with my hands. So this is something that I need to do more often, is lie on my back and let my back stretch out. But this should be fairly relaxing. Now if your shoulder gives you pain in one of these positions, then don't go in that position. You might skip that position and see if you can find another position that doesn't give you shoulder pain. But you don't want to lie with your arms out here and be having sharp pain in the shoulder. That doesn't make any sense. If you can't find a position, bring your arm in and just set it down, and you can stretch the other side. But you want to make sure you're not going to stress out your shoulder and give your shoulder pain if it doesn't have the ability to get into this position. Now, when you've been down here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and you're ready to come up, the best way to do that is to, again, roll on your side first. So, roll onto your side. Then once you're here, you can use your hand to push yourself up and get yourself into sitting on your hip position. Now from here, my hands are on the floor. I'm going to bring my hips up. So I've got into my hands and knees position. And then from here, there's my chair, my couch, or whatever it is. I'm going to come up and put my hands on the chair. This might be your painful side. That's the side that should come up first. And then I'm going to push here, push through with my back foot and push with my hands. Everything pushes together and I come up into this position, and then I can come right on back up into my tall standing position. So thank you for joining me for today's Monday morning mobility. I hope that it was helpful. I hope you learned something. And hopefully if you found that this was helpful, you can share it with somebody where you might think it might be able to help them. If you'd like to hear about something else that we can present, please let us know. And until next time, remember, if you don't move it, you could lose it.